What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Humble Lecture, and today is going to be a very interesting video because I am, for the first time ever on this channel, going to review a bootleg all-KO figure. So yes, this is already out on AliExpress. I got mine for about 50 bucks, which is about the $12 mark. And I just am going to do this video basically for you guys out there who might be still looking for this figure, and sometimes you may find it for a good price. And yeah, you just gotta be a little bit careful over here because they might give you the KO version. So in today's video, we're going to compare it to the original and see how fair and how detailed they are compared to each other. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so we have both of these two cards over here, and the first thing I want to ask you guys is, can you tell which one is the original and which one is the fake? And I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it over here, so you can pause this video. And right now I can tell you that the bootleg is this one. So if you guys chose this, you are quite right for the first chance, so not to be fooled by people. So in terms of the card look, definitely if you're going to buy from AliExpress, they are not going to care about the packaging. So most of the time it will come in crumpled like this, and it will be all smashed up. And mine wasn't too bad. What I need to do is of course just push the plastic clamshell to its original side, and you can't really tell the difference, but most of the time it will come in damaged anyway because they are not going to put it in the box for you. This will come in all nice and clean. And if you look at the M on the Spider-Man, you can see that here it's a little bit cut off, whereas on the bootleg you can see that it's totally cut off for the top corner there. So that's the first indication for you guys. Other than that, to be honest, when I first got it, I didn't really notice much of the differences over there, but of course I did some research and checking it out, and of course they look a little bit different right here. Of course, if we switch it on to the back, you will notice that here we do have some other things that we can kind of tell. So on this side here, we can see that almost they are very similar to each other, but you'll notice that the code on this is different. So on the original it's 22031, whereas here is 22311. So you got to be careful with that as well. And other than that, there isn't really much on this to separate them, so you have to be a little bit careful when it comes to the packaging over here. And if we go on to the sides of the card here, you'll notice that there is a distinct line showing the two cardboards on the original, whereas on the bootleg here it's thinner and you don't have that distinguishable lines when it comes to it. And you can see there's two layers when it comes to this piece over here. You can see that there's the first layer and then there's the second layer, whereas this is all nicely joined to each other, and that is what you're gonna get with a little bit original. And of course the clamshell on the original is a little bit tougher compared to this bootleg version over here. Right now we are going to unbox and check out the figure, and hopefully I don't break it. Okay, so for the first part here, this is my original figure. I have one already loose. The original is at the back, and we also have the bootleg here. So immediately from the paper packaging, you can tell that the figure here is a bit clunky and a little bit weird. So you can see that on his elbows over here, the paintwork and the sculpting is very poor and very bad compared to the original. But other than that, it's really hard to distinguish. So you can see on the arms here, the elbow joint there is very clean, and the artwork on that is really nice. So that is the first indication in case if you manage to see this live before you make your purchase decision. So we're gonna take this off right here, and immediately this is super wobbly. Like, this is very loose on the torso here, very loose. You can see that it's just moving like this, the legs as well. It's just like jelly, whereas you can tell here it's not moving at all, no noise. And then the top here, very clean as well. Of course, there is a bit of a scuff on his torso, but it is what it is. I mean, I've gotten a lot of figures with this problem over here, so it looks like Hasbro QC is just very poor. And you know, it is what it is. So just looking at this figure here, like, other than the joints being loose, I think it's not too bad. But you can immediately tell that the plastic they are using is a cheap plastic version. Like, this isn't that bad overall, I would say, but I mean, if you can't find the original for, you know, the prices nowadays, you can still get this, which I think is still pretty decent. And yeah, you can see that the back here is ugly as hell. You can tell that the paintwork is very poor, and the lines as well don't really go through. And you can see there's a lot of scuffs here, which sometimes you may see on your normal Marvel Legends figure. So we're gonna go on from the top all the way to the bottom. So you can see that on the web lines on the original, it's all nicely painted all around. Whereas this one here, you can see the line is very off on his head. And then it doesn't connect to the main ones here. And this side as well, very thin. Whereas this is very nice and thick and it's very uniform all around. This one here is just painted very differently all around, and on his eyebrows here as well, it's all lost in the paint. So the first thing here for the head, you can tell that it's all a little bit different from the original. And of course, if we go down to his chest area, mine as well, the paint on his spider logo, it's a little bit faded. I'm not sure you can pick it up compared to the original. And again, the web lines, this one is much clearer and more defined, whereas this one is faded and it doesn't connect on his chest area here as well. And if you go on to his arms, you can see that here we do have the lines all coming out. We have some paint non-continuity all around. And here as well, you can see that the arms here, the red and blue doesn't connect very well. The web lines as well. You can see this is very much cleaner. You don't have all that shading over there as well. Same thing that goes for the other side of the arm. And his torso looks about the same, but you can tell that the color is a faded version compared to the original. It just looks a bit cheaper compared to the original. So the knees, you can see on the knees here, like there is a gap when it comes to the double jointed knees. So you can see, like if I put it just straight ahead, you can see there's a huge gap on the bootleg, whereas the original is nicely connected over there on the pinless jointed knees. Let me just check out the pegs over here. So I'm going to take out the ones that they have given us. We're going to compare them. So side by side, they are actually quite close to each other, but the peg is a little bit different compared to the original, and the color is a bit weird. Not to say weird, it's a little bit different. This one has the more red, this one has like the red plus blue color. And for the paint defects, you can't really tell because I've seen a lot of figures with this as well, with some of the black paint around. Let me see if it does kind of fit very tightly. I would say I wouldn't recommend it for long-term use because it may enlarge the hole and you may not be able to put back the original hand. But in case if you do want it for the extra hands as well, you can still do it with this figure. And you can see on the arms here as well, very bad paint work, line work on him. Let me just change it around. Not too bad, but you can see that the plastic here comes out very, very poorly. You can even take out this whole plastic here. So yours might come like mine, or it may not, but that's just one thing to consider over here. And one thing I noticed is that if you're tilting the original, you feel a little bit of resistance around, whereas this is quite, I wouldn't say super loose, but it is definitely smoother or even like kind of silkier compared to the original. And that is about the differences you are going to notice. So if you guys have any questions or you guys want to know a little bit more of these bootleg figures, do let me know in the comment section down below and I'll check it out and let you know if I do spot any other differences over here. I think this is pretty cool for 50 bucks. I mean, you can use the hands for some of your Spider-Man figures which do not give you a lot of hands. You can still put some Kiki solution on here to tighten some of the joints, but he still kind of gets into very good position overall. I think this is one of my favorite figure. Oh, I noticed that the paint work here on his torso as well is not very clean. And it's actually opening on the upper torso. So as I was about to end, you can see that the plastic here is trying to open up on his torso, which is very, very weird. So here you have a hard time kind of moving, whereas this one is very nice and smooth. You can go side to side or rotate it 360 degrees. This one here feels like a rock. Something stuck inside. If I think I turn it, I might just break it. But other than that, they are quite good. I would say whether I'll keep it, I'll just probably use it like as a testing because can't really move it around. Okay, looks like it's stuck. So either I had to put it in hot water or something like that. It is what it is. So if you guys enjoyed this video, do click the like and smash that subscribe button down below. And of course, if you want to see more of these type of videos, smash that like and subscribe button. You can find me on my Instagram at the Humble Lecturer, and I'll see you guys in the next one.